Hey, what's going on, team? It's Ricky with Technical Solutions. I want to update you guys on my positions that I was not only swing trading, but as well as day trading and kind of where I stand with them, if I'm going to add more to my position size or if I'm actually going to close them out altogether. Again, everything that I share in this video, just because I specifically do something does not make it the right or best thing to do. We're all entitled to our own opinion. So if you have a specific stock that I don't cover and you think that I should take into consideration, all you have to do is comment that down below. Don't just please put the ticker symbol, but please explain why you see value. If it's on the technical side, if it's on the fundamental side, I want to understand why it is that you see value to see when I do my analysis if I agree with you. So without further ado, I want to update you guys on my overall day. Up a little bit over $3,600. I updated you guys yesterday. If you guys follow me on Instagram, the video that I uploaded yesterday on YouTube, I talked about having my first red day in pretty much 2.5 weeks thanks to all the momentum that Tesla has experienced. I had about 150 shares during the aftermarket trading session, and then Goldman Sachs upgrades Tesla, and that shoots me right back up from being down $1,000 on the day to pretty much break even. I think I ended up closing the day like down $40 or down 140. I'm not too sure, but if you guys follow me on Instagram, I posted an update. So it was still a red day, right? Very small red day. And I'm so happy that I've been able to make a comeback, especially as I began to take much larger positions as the overall direction played in my favor. Now, I want to talk about specific stocks that are beginning to show signs of indication of an uptrend. And this is a perfect example of, we've talked about this before, of the 3 stages of a reversal. How many times, ask yourself, have you bought a stock during it's selling off or during consolidation, and then you're just so fed up because you've been in it for a week or 2 weeks and it hasn't done anything, it hasn't made you money? But this is why it's so important to understand the 3 stages, especially if you're under the PDT rule, especially if you're just getting started. I always want to encourage you to be more selective than someone that maybe is more experienced, because again, you should be trading to learn, not trading to make a profit. So that should only encourage you more to be selective. And once we actually begin to get confirmation, what does that mean? Well, that means that we begin to get indication of higher highs and higher lows. And it's almost what we're seeing right now with Peloton. Peloton was aggressively selling off. And of course, it was very unfortunate for Peloton. And I'm just saying for Peloton, once they received or released the news that they were working on effective vaccines from 2 specific different companies, Peloton thrives during pandemic conditions. So you can see why it was selling off when those vaccines became, to be in effect, right? And although they're still working on them, and some parts of Europe are already going to establish them much quicker than the States, Peloton has also been seeing an increase in price and has been making higher highs and higher lows. We are testing the SMA line, which is a critical point. It's been getting rejected there before, so I wouldn't be surprised if it does end up getting rejected. But I have my alert, so if we do begin to break above that, it had such an attractive pattern before where it was making higher highs and higher lows, and that's why I saw so much potential in Peloton. That's one that I personally was investing in because I personally saw value in it. One of the ones that I want to talk about is GPS. This one, out of all the stocks, I think has the most beautiful setup. And you guys can comment down below if you agree or disagree. It's a retail stock, so for a lot of my techies out there, probably won't invest in it, and I 100% respect that. But all I have to admire about this is how consistent it's been ascending, how bullish it's been, and how oversold because of earnings. It acted as a negative catalyst. It made it aggressively sell off, and how true it has stayed to its pattern of the support at the SMA line, making higher highs, higher lows. It pulled back. I wanted to buy a little bit for a good deal, and now it's testing this EMA line. We're not making higher highs above the EMA line. We're not, aggressively pushing up. We're still in the very early stages, but if we were to look at this, I would say we're more in the consolidation to confirmation stage more than we are from stage 1 to stage 2. So I wanted to follow up with it and update you guys on kind of where I stand with this. There's based off of previous highs, and I don't expect it to go all the way back up, or I don't plan to hold it all the way back up to 27.5, right? Or if it makes new highs, but that would be a 28% return based off of the current price point that it's at right now. Even if I end up selling at $26, right, based off of a very common resistance level, a little bit below 26, if I can make 10 to 15% out of that 20%, that would be my goal. I'm going to go in with enough money that I feel motivated to follow up with it as it begins to indicate signs of an uptrend, but not so much money that if it doesn't go exactly according to plan, then I'm going to become super emotional. I think that's one of the things that I also want to encourage you to do is begin to challenge yourself to not be so obsessive about the dollar amount and how much money you can make or maximize every single trade. Especially if you're just getting started, I want you to feel both conditioned and also to be able to tolerate a loss if it ends up not going according to plan. Because like we know, there's two sides to every opportunity and not every trade goes according to plan. So I always want to make sure that you're in a position where you can manage both sides, right? And why not talk about Tesla, right? Tesla has been performing so well, especially with its recent upgrade from Goldman Sachs. If I'm not mistaken, it was at like 700 or 780 is what they intended for it to upgrade to. Tesla has been really struggling to hold above $600. $600 is a very common resistance level right now. And although the MACD and the RSI, all of that looks fine, it's still holding above the EMA line as of right now. There's no question that Tesla is still overbought. I have an open position right now on Tesla. I have 140 shares, right? So I'm up on Tesla on the day. I've been absolutely killing it for the past 2.5 weeks. The majority of my profits for the past 2.5 weeks have come from Tesla because it's been so bullish. But I also want to make sure that I encourage you guys to have an exit plan. I'm not saying that it's time for you to sell, that it's time for you to lock in profits just because I decide to do so. I just want you to take into consideration, well, what if it drops below a certain price point? Where do you plan to get out? Or do you not plan to get out? If you're an investor, do you plan to buy more? That would make more sense, as that's what my intention is for my investment portfolio. But for my trading portfolio, I'm holding a very small position overnight just in case it pulls back. But during the day, as you guys can see, I like to trade with a much more aggressive position size, but I like to manage my risk. So because I'm only taking advantage of opportunities intraday, I'm able to scalp it and make money throughout the day, manage my risk, and then I'll just hold a much smaller position as we go into, the later hours or when it comes down to holding overnight. The absolute last one that I want to talk about is BBY. BBY is one of the only stocks that I have been paying attention to that's still on my watch list, that is still not ascending. It's still selling off. It's still in the rejection phase. So if we go back to the 3 stages of a reversal, you guys can download this for free on our Technical Solutions page, just a little heads up. But it's still in the rejection phase. It's still making lower lows. It's still making lower highs. It has not found a support, and it's definitely not indicating signs of an uptrend. So all I'm here to remind you is you're not missing out on anything by buying Best Buy as of right now. So ticker symbol BBY as of right now is still selling off, and all I want to encourage you is the more patient that you are and the more that it sells off, the better deal that you can get. So I see why a lot of people, just like myself, have it on, have it in your watch list. You have these effective alerts just in case it begins to indicate signs of an uptrend because of how much upside potential it has. But let's not overcomplicate it. Let's set those alerts and let's follow up with it when the opportunity actually presents itself, not when we want to buy. So I hope that makes sense, especially if you're under the PD2 rule. You want to be more selective with those day trades that you're choosing to take advantage of. So let's see where we're at. $3,900 on the day. Let's see if we can break $4,000 on the day. I don't know if we'll hit 4,000. There it goes. 39, 39, 39. Oh, there it goes. 41. Boom. All right. I like it. So that's pretty much it for today, team. I just wanted to keep you guys up to date. One of the other things that I wanted to talk about is the overall NASDAQ market is very bullish. It's also very overbought. We just hit 180-day highs. It's still staying true to its pattern. Watch for a breakout pattern. Don't be surprised. Be prepared. Super bullish. That's in favor of TQs, but it's so overbought. It's only a matter of time for it to pull back, pull back, pull back. So understand the low points, understand the high levels as well. And if it continues to stay true to this, it always makes sense on why you're continuing to hold it and trade it. But just watch out for a breakout pattern and prepare for potential pullback as we approach these very overbought levels. So I appreciate you guys' time. I hope that you learned something new. Just wanted to update you guys on the positions that I see value in and the ones that I'm still invested in. And if you learned something new, I hope that I earned your thumbs up. Don't forget to stay connected. If you guys haven't joined our free Facebook group, that is that first link down below. We have a little bit over 294,000 members, and we are, again, one click away from staying connected. Also, if you guys want to join my live trading session as soon as tomorrow, I trade live exclusively only for the Learn Plan Profit group. So if you like my YouTube videos and you like the way that I break things down and you want to work with me on a closer basis, this is the only group that I work with. So if you want to get a taste before you enroll of what it's like to watch me trade live, click the second link down below, scroll all the way down, and watch this video. It's just a raw live trading video. It's nothing fancy, but you'll get to see exactly what it's like to watch me trade live. So after you watch that video, if you're ready to join our team, you can click enroll, and we'll see you tomorrow at Market Open. Until then, like always, let's make sure that we end the year on a green note. Take it easy, team.